In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on September 15, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Indianapolis Colts versus Green Bay Packers. The Indianapolis Colts have high hopes for the future after drafting their quarterback of the future a year ago. With several talented skill position players surrounding him, the Colts are confident that they can rebound from their Week 1 loss and emerge as genuine contenders in the American Football Conference South this season. Their upcoming Week 2 game, however, will be a tough challenge as they face off against the Green Bay Packers. Although the Packers will be without their starting quarterback, Green Bay is relying on their depth to step up in what promises to be a tough contest, particularly as they navigate the challenges of the National Football Conference North this season. Had Jordan Love been fully healthy coming out of Week 1, the narrative surrounding this matchup might have been quite different. However, with the Colts holding a 4-1 record in their last 5 meetings with Green Bay, including their most recent win in 2020, and fielding a fully healthy roster, Indianapolis enters this game as narrow favorites. On the road, the Colts have gone 3-2 in their last 5 away games. Meanwhile, the Packers are turning to Malik Willis at quarterback, a player who has yet to throw a touchdown pass in 12 NFL appearances with the Tennessee Titans. This puts Green Bay at a significant disadvantage, likely leading to a 0-2 start, as their running game may not be strong enough to carry them in this contest. Last week, Malik Willis was called into action for the final 2 plays, resulting in an incompletion and a sack in a game the Packers had a chance to win. Willis, who has only been with Green Bay for a few weeks, has yet to prove himself at the NFL level. He was originally drafted in the 3rd round by the Titans in 2022 and was traded to the Packers for a 7th-round pick in late August. Green Bay will need a strong performance from their offense to stay competitive this week, but the combination of a backup quarterback and 2 injured running backs doesn't bode well for their chances. Indianapolis boasts a dangerous pass rush that is sure to put pressure on Willis throughout the game. The Colts defense will likely focus on stopping the run, daring the Packers to rely on Willis' arm. On the offensive side, Indianapolis has a strong ground game that should be able to exploit Green Bay's defense, while quarterback Richardson has the potential to deliver big plays through the air. The gap in talent between Jordan Love and Malik Willis is significant, and while the Packers might be in a better situation than the difficult conditions they faced in Brazil, it likely won't be enough to pull off the win. Therefore, the Indianapolis Colts to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Despite the absence of Jordan Love, both the Colts and Packers have formidable rushing attacks, as evidenced by both teams surpassing 100 rushing yards in Week 1. Malik Willis' primary strength is his ability to run, with his only career touchdown coming on the ground, which means both teams should be able to score plenty of points as they attempt to avoid starting the season 0-2. For the Colts, the over has hit in 6 of their last 10 games, with an average of 23 points per game over that span, much of which came without Richardson as their starting quarterback. On the Packers side, the over has cashed in 8 of their last 10 contests, with their defense allowing 23 or more points in 7 of those matchups. In Week 1, one of these defenses allowed 34 points, while the other surrendered 29 at home. Both teams gave up an average of 5.5 yards per play and allowed over 140 rushing yards. Green Bay's offense is expected to run the ball effectively against the Colts, as they have been one of the most efficient rushing teams in the NFL since last season. If Indianapolis can avoid turning the ball over, the Packers will struggle to get stops once again. Green Bay's defense has allowed big plays through the air and has also struggled against the run. Given the potential for both teams to put up points, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Chargers versus Carolina Panthers. The Los Angeles Chargers will look to build on their season-opening victory as they take on the Carolina Panthers this Sunday afternoon. The game will take place at Bank of America Stadium, located in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Chargers are coming off a strong 22-10 win against the Las Vegas Raiders, in which they entered as 3-point favorites and lived up to expectations. Meanwhile, the Panthers are looking to bounce back after a rough 47-10 loss to the New Orleans Saints, where they were 3 3.5-point underdogs. Historically, Carolina has had the upper hand in this matchup, boasting a 6-1 record against Los Angeles. However, this will be the first time these teams meet since their last encounter in 2020. The Chargers started their 2024 campaign on a positive note, particularly with their impressive running game, led by J.K. Dobbins, which will likely present significant challenges for a Panthers defense that struggled in their opening game. While quarterback Justin Herbert had a relatively quiet performance in Week 1, he has proven in past seasons that he has the ability to lead his team to victory, both with his arm and his mobility. On the defensive side, Los Angeles put up a strong showing against the Raiders, a promising sign for their ability to contain Panthers quarterback Bryce Young, who struggled in his sophomore season opener, throwing 2 interceptions and completing just over 43% of his passes. If the Chargers can maintain the same level of defensive intensity, they will likely limit the Panthers' scoring opportunities. Chargers head coach John Harbaugh is known for his preference for a strong running game, and the team stuck to this strategy in the second half of their victory over the Raiders. By sticking to the ground game, they effectively controlled the pace and secured the win. In contrast, the Panthers had significant issues on defense during their Week 1 matchup, failing to stop the Saints' running attack, allowing 180 rushing yards and an average of 5 yards per carry. Losing their top run stopper, Derrick Brown, for the season further weakens Carolina's defensive front, making it likely that the Chargers will exploit this vulnerability and continue to pound the ball on the ground. Offensively, the Panthers struggled to find any rhythm in their opener, managing less than 3 yards per carry and finishing the game with under 200 total yards. The Chargers, who were effective at both stopping the run and pressuring Raiders quarterback Gardner Minshew, sacked him 4 times and forced 2 turnovers. Similarly, Carolina's offensive line struggled to protect Bryce Young, allowing him to be sacked 4 times while throwing 2 interceptions and completing less than 50% of his passes. Expect the Chargers to continue applying pressure, forcing Young into mistakes that could lead to turnovers and additional scoring opportunities for Los Angeles. Despite the Chargers' solid performance in Week 1, I'm not completely sold on them, especially with the challenge of traveling across the country for this game. Betting on a road team in this situation isn't my favorite play for NFL Week 2. That being said, the Panthers were abysmal in their season opener, and their performance brought back unpleasant memories of last season. Bryce Young looked shaky, the offensive line remains a concern, and the defense struggled to get off the field. Notably, the Panthers are just 2-10 against the spread in their last 12 games when listed as underdogs of 6 points or more, which doesn't inspire much confidence. There's a notable trend suggesting that the public may be undervaluing the Chargers due to the fact that it's a road game with an early start. This perception might actually increase the value of betting on Los Angeles. The line movement seems to indicate that money is coming in on the Chargers, signaling that sharp bettors see value in the spread. Los Angeles is favored for good reason, and given how poorly Carolina performed in Week 1, it's difficult to see them covering the 5-point spread, even if they improve. This game feels more like a fate of the Panthers than an endorsement of the Chargers, making the Los Angeles Chargers to win and cover the spread as favorites our full game side pick. The Chargers have gone under the total in their last 3 games, while the Panthers have hit the under in 4 of their previous 6. Los Angeles scored 22 points in their season opener and was very effective on the ground, a trend they're likely to continue against a Panthers defense that gave up 4.9 yards per carry in Week 1. By leaning on the running game, the Chargers are likely to chew up a significant amount of clock. Meanwhile, the Panthers are expected to try to run the ball more often than they did in their first game in an effort to take some pressure off of Bryce Young, who struggled under constant pressure. The Chargers were very effective at defending the run in their opener and held a superior offensive team to just 10 points, so don't expect Carolina to put up enough points to push the score over the total. Historically, when these two teams meet, the under has been the trend, hitting in their last 3 matchups. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Giants versus Washington Commanders. National Football Conference East rivals square off this Sunday as the New York Giants travel to face the Washington Commanders. The Giants, coming off a lackluster offensive performance, were thoroughly outplayed by Minnesota, losing 28-6 in their season opener. New York sits at 0-1 straight up and against the spread. Meanwhile, Washington also started their season on the wrong foot, falling to Tampa Bay 37-20, unable to keep pace in a high-scoring affair. Like the Giants, Washington is is 0-1 straight up and against the spread after their first game of the season. This matchup is particularly compelling as both teams underperformed in their openers, perhaps even more than expected. Washington's rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels, will make his home debut, and there's optimism he might have more success against the Giants' defense, given that Tampa Bay's quarterback, Mayfield, had ample time to operate in the pocket. Daniels showed in Week 1 that he's quick to take off and run when given the opportunity, often making the right decision and picking up big yards. The athletic rookie could present serious challenges for the Giants' defense. Offensively, New York may face even greater struggles, with injuries to key players like Neighbors and Slayton. Daniel Jones had a rough outing in the opener, and the Giants may have to endure more of the same before significant changes are made. On the other side, Washington has the added advantage of having won their last 2 home openers. Washington hasn't managed to beat the Giants since January 2022, so there's reason to consider taking the free points. However, the Giants' ongoing quarterback woes make it difficult to back them, whether on the road or with slim lines. Jayden Daniels showed promise in his rookie debut, and it's reasonable to expect him to feel more comfortable in his first home game. However, my confidence in Jones and the Giants' offense is severely lacking. The Giants are just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 games as a road underdog, which further complicates their prospects. Historically, the Giants have fared well against Washington, but I have major concerns about their current form. Daniel Jones' starting job could be in jeopardy soon, and the list of issues for New York seems endless. Meanwhile, Washington has a solid roster with pieces to build around, and I believe Daniels will do enough with both his arm and legs to secure a victory. Therefore, the Washington Commanders to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In their season openers, these two teams combined for just 26 points on the offensive side of the ball. The Giants were held to a pair of field goals, managing only 6 points. It's clear they lack the personnel to make significant adjustments to their current game plan, and it will take a monumental improvement from Daniel Jones to push the team in the right direction. Given how rattled Jones seemed after last week's loss, it's hard to imagine a drastic turnaround here. On the Washington side, Jayden Daniels, while exciting, is still very much a rookie and prone to mistakes that could stall drives. The Commanders are still working to bring their offense together with several new pieces and moving parts to integrate. Historically, the under has hit in this matchup, going 3-1 in the last 5 meetings between these teams. Both teams have unproven offensive units. The Giants were one of the worst offensive teams last season, and their performance last week was a disaster, managing only 6 points on 240 total yards. Moreover, the Giants held Washington's offense in check last season, limiting them to just 26 points across 2 games. Washington, with Daniels under center, will likely lean heavily on the run, as they attempted 30 rushes compared to just 24 passes last week. This could lead to longer, clock-draining drives. The under is 6-2 in the Giants' last 8 September games. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.